bring it over to the question that I asked Natalie earlier. And I feel like, come on, man, 56 in a regular season, and we were, beating the drum for your NL MVP chances. We always knew Shohei is going to win it, and that's fine. But Kyle Schwarber could very well have been the NL MVP, bar none, the MVP of this Phillies team. So here we are. I see Shohei Ohtani lighting it up, hitting 2 home runs in the game, coming up with big base hits. I have the same damn expectations for Kyle Schwarber. I'm sure he does as well. So I'm not saying anything out of order. For my money, he is the most important piece for the Phillies to win this series versus the Dodgers. You could throw pitching in there, but let's say for this conversation, take the pitching out of it. Where do you stand on that one? Who's the most important batter player for you in this series?
Yeah, I disagree with you a little bit. I don't think it's Schwarber. And I think it's 5 through 9 in the lineup. I think it's the 5 through 9 hitters. And really, I'm going to get to my lineup prediction in a few minutes, but if my prediction is right, then it's 4 through 9. Kyle Schwarber led off last year's NLDS Game 1 against the Mets with an absolute nuke off of Senga. Phillies lost that game. Kyle Schwarber led off Game 7 of the NLCS against the Diamondbacks with an absolute nuke. The Phillies lost that game.
Damn.
Kyle Schwarber can hit. Kyle Schwarber can hit however he wants. If the production top to bottom is not there, I think the last 3 years have proven is that 2 sluggers can't slug your way to a World Series. Bryce Harper is top 10 all time in postseason OPS. The Phillies haven't won a World Series. Kyle Schwarber is in the top 20 of that stat. Dodgers last year. Shohei Ohtani last year in the playoffs hit 230 with a 760 OPS, and the Dodgers won the World Series. It's because they got production from a Kike Hernandez, from a Max Muncy, from an Andy Pajes, from guys like that. You need 5 through 9 to hit. And luckily, the 5 through 9 guys are actually the ones hitting the most right now, at least off of September. Alec Boehm, 17 for 37 over his final 9 games. Marsh hit 340 in September. Stott hit 313 with 4 homers. Stott is top 10 in the league in OPS since, I believe it's July 24th, which was the birth of his second son. He's been one of the best hitters in baseball over then. It comes down to the depth. And yes, obviously, if Kyle Schwarber goes 0 for 13 in the NLDS, they're not going to win the series. But,
hey, look at what Aaron Judge is doing with the Yankees.
Well, Aaron Judge is one of the biggest postseason frauds of all time. That's probably why.
Pretty alarming.
So that's what it really comes down to for me. Your Harrison Baders, your Brandon Marshes, your right fielder, whether that's Kepler or Castellanos. And I do want to get into that a little bit because the Phillies have been playing Kepler against righties in right field, which I think has been the right move. See, I think we know how the last few months have gone for Nick Castellanos, and it's actually been the opposite for Max Kepler. He's really hit the ball well over the last, I would say, like 2 or 3 months. But Nick Castellanos in 12 NLDS games with the Phillies, 396 average with 19 hits, 5 home runs, 12 RBIs, and 8 runs scored in 12 NLDS games. For some reason, Nick Castellanos goes crazy in the NLDS. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. Maybe it was the team. Both years it was against the Braves, so maybe that's it. But there's something there to that. I don't know. I still believe that Max Kepler will be in right field on Saturday starting over Nick Castellanos. But part of me also sits there and says, I think there's a possibility that if the Kepler thing goes south early, I think you could see an early hook. And even if they threw a righty out there in game 2, I think that could potentially maybe be a Nick Castellanos start.